lesson, we're learning how to identify like terms. And first of all, a like term is any term that has the same variable raised to the same power. So for example, if I look at 3x right here, the variable is x, and since there's no power written, it's raised to the first power. So any other term on here that ends in just x to the first power would be a term that is the same as this. It's a like term. However, this one, x and x squared, are not the same because they're raised to a different power. To be like terms, they have to have the same variable raised to the same power. Doesn't matter what number is out in front, the variable is what we're looking at. Now, the only one that some people might get stumped up on are constants. Constants are just the numbers. There's no variables. And so when we're working with constants, it doesn't matter if it's just a number like 44, if it's a number raised to a power, or if it's a square root of a number. Those are all just constants because the square root of 16 can be rewritten as 4, which is just a constant, and 3 squared, or 3 times 3, can be rewritten as 9. So don't let that square or that square root mess you up at all. Those are just constants. So what we're going to do is just sort out all of these terms into like terms so that the terms that are alike are in one circle. So we're just going to start over here with 3x. And we're going to put that in its own box. And as I said, 3x, or x and x squared are not the same because they're not raised to the same power. So those are going to go in different ones. Here we have 12a. A is a different variable than x or x squared, so that one is different as well. It's going to go in its own oval. Here we have 12b. Now we have 12b and 12a. It has the same constant in front, but remember it's not the number that we're looking at, it's the variable. The variable has to be the same. So 12a and 12b are not the same, so we're going to put those in different boxes. Here we have 6ab. We haven't had any other ab's yet. We have just an a, just a b, but no ab's, so that's going to get its own circle. And here we have 3 squared, which we said was 9. And that's just a constant. And we haven't had any constants yet, so we'll give that one this oval over here. Now we kind of know what our 6 groups are going to be, so now it should be a little bit easier to sort out the rest of these. Here we have 4x, so we are looking for other terms that have x raised to the first power as its variable. And we can see up here that this is 3x, so 3x and 4x are like terms. They both have x to the first power for their variable. Here we have 44, that's just a constant. Just like 3 squared is a constant because it's 9, 44 is a constant. Here we have 5, same thing as 44, it's just another constant, just another number, they'll go up together. 2ab, we need other terms that have ab for their variable. So that will be like this 6ab over here. Scooting over to this side, here we have a 2a, and I know that we had an oval that had other a's in it. Just a's, doesn't matter, remember what the number is, we're looking at that variable. So both have a's raised to the first power. Here's 10ab, and we do have an oval with other ab's in it, so we'll put that one there. Here's 13x squared. So the variable that in this case is x squared, so we're going to put in the oval of the other ones that have x squared as the variable. Again, remember we're looking at the variable and what power it's raised to. To be a like term, it has to have the same variable raised to the same power. Don't worry about what the coefficient is, the number is in the front. We're looking at the variable. 2b has b as a variable, so we'll match it up with the 12b. Here's just a b. Now, if you do not see a number, a coefficient in front of a variable, we can assume there is an invisible 1 right in front of here. So oftentimes, if I see just a variable, I'll write a 1 in front of there. That'll be helpful for what we're doing in the next lesson, where we're combining like terms. So if you see just a variable, there's an invisible 1 in front of it. But it is a b, so it'll go in the b one. Here we have negative 12. That's a constant. Even though it's a negative number, it's still just a constant. So it's going to go in our constant oval. Here's 7a, so we're going to put that in our other oval that has the other a's raised to the first power. Negative 25x squared, remember we're looking at just the variable and what power it's raised to, so it's x squared. Doesn't matter that it's negative, it's still going to go on with the other x squared. Here's square root of 16, as we said before. The square root of 16, or what times what is 16, is 4. So we're going to also put that in with the constants over here. 17a is just a to the first power, so we'll slide that over here with the other a's. 19x is x to the first power, so we'll put that with the other x's to the first power, as well as the 8x is also going to be this 8 in that same oval. And last we have 3ab, we're going to slide that in with the other ab. So really what's important when you're identifying like terms is you need to look at the variables and what power they're raised to. Variables that are raised to the same power are going to be terms that are like terms. So when you're identifying like terms, put together terms that have variables to the same power.